Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be doing a deck profile on my Blackwing Zombie Synchro deck. Without further ado, let's get started with the main deck, starting with 3 copies of Blackwing Sutri the Phantom Glimmer. This card on normal summon will add 1 card that mentions Blackwing Dragon from deck to hand, except another copy of itself. You contribute 1 monster, special summon 1 Phantom Glimmer token, which is a Winged Beast Tuner, Dark, level 2, with attack and defense of 700. Then you take 700 damage. You're then locked into Synchro monsters after using that effect. I then play 3 Blackwing Vada, the Emblem of Wandering. He is a level 2 tuner. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Vada, you can special summon this card from the hand. You only use this effect once per turn. During your main phase, you can send this card on the field of the graveyard along with 1 or more non-tuner Blackwing monsters from the deck, so that the total levels sent equal exactly 8. And if you do, special summon 1 Blackwing Dragon from the extra deck, and then you're locked into dark monsters for the rest of the turn after that. I then play 3 copies of Blackwing Simoon, the Poison Wind, to combo along with Vada. If you control no monsters and have this card in your hand, you can banish 1 other Blackwing monster from your hand, place a Black Whirlwind from the deck face up in your spell and trap zone, then either send this card to the graveyard or immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon it without tributing. You're then locked into dark monsters after using that effect. During the end phase, send the Black Whirlwind placed by this effect to the graveyard, and if you do, take 1000 damage. And this effect is only once per turn. I then play 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Necroworld Banshee, just to search out and immediately place out my zombie world. You don't have to play at 2. I just like having the extra one just in case the first one gets negated. There's my Blackwing Shargnug, the Waning Moon. If a monster with 2000 or more attack is on the field, you can special summon this card from the hand. You only special summon him once per turn this way. If you control a Blackwing Synchro monster, this is a quick effect. You can banish this card from the graveyard and target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. I then play 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. If this card is in your graveyard, you can return 1 face-up card you control to the hand, special summon this card, and if you do, take 400 damage. And that's only once per duel. 1 Harmat in the Dust. I honestly love Harmat in the Dust. He's a very good card. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Blackwing Harmat in the Dust, you can special summon this card from the hand. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 other Blackwing monster you control, increase this card's level by that monster's. We always love level manipulation. There's Assault Blackwing, Kunai the Drizzle. You can special summon this card from the hand by tributing 1 Blackwing monster. If summoned this way, this card is treated as a tuner monster. Once per turn, you can target 1 Synchro monster you control and declare a level from 1 to 8. It becomes that level until the end of this turn. Extremely good effect. I then play 1 Shamal the Sandstorm. I want to play 2, but I only have 1. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Place a 1 Black Feather Whirlwind from the deck face up in your spell and trap zone. If a Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon is special summoned to your field while this card is in the graveyard, you can banish this card and target 1 Blackwing monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then take 700 damage. I then play 1 Chris the Crack of Dawn. If you control a Blackwing, you can special summon him only once per turn. The first time this card on the field will be destroyed by a spell or trap effect. Each turn, it is not destroyed. Most of the Blackwings have that special summon effect, or if they're not on the field, and you have a different one on the field. And Bora, he just does piercing battle damage. And Kokorashi the Wanderer. When a face-up Blackwing monster you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from the hand. When a monster is synchro summoned using this card as a synchro material, the opponent of this card's owner cannot activate cards or effects. I then play 1 Orochi the Squall. Of course, he has a special summon effect. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, You can target one monster on the field and change its battle position. And then play one Oster the South Wind. Honestly, this card's not necessary to play. I just like playing it because it's a pretty cute card. Cannot be special summoned. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one of your banished level 4 or lower Blackwing monsters, special summon it in defense position. You can banish this card from the graveyard to activate one of the following effects. Place the black feather counters on one Blackwing dragon you control equal to the number of cards your opponent controls, or place one wedge counter on each face-up monster your opponent controls that does not have one. That's a good effect. Decay the Ill Wind. Once per turn, during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it'll send there this turn, take 1,000 damage. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one Blackwing monster you control, then activate one of these effects. Either increase or decrease its level by 1. And then play one Blackwing Steam the Cloak. If a face-up card leaves the field, special summon one Steam token, which is a Aqua level 1, well, not tuner. It's an Aqua level 1 wind monster with an attack of 100 and defense of 100. If this card is in your graveyard, contribute one monster, special summon this card from the graveyard. It's only once per duel. If this card is summoned this way, is used as a synchro material, all other synchro material monsters must be Blackwing monsters. I then play one Assault Synchron. He's just really good for the synchros. I think we all know what Assault Synchron does. Vision Resonator. I just have him in here for his special summon from the hand effect, just to combo off. There's Doom King Bellerjotch, one of the best boss monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! During the standby phase, if a face-up card is in the field zone and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per chain, when a zombie monster except Bellerjotch activates its effects, except during the damage step, quick effect, you can apply one of these effects. Negate the effect, or banish one monster from the field or graveyard. I then play one Volcarion, the Rotting Phoenix. This card is actually really, really good. If you control a zombie monster, you can special summon this card from the hand. During your main phase, you can return this card from the field to the hand, then you can special summon one zombie from the hand. One Mizuki, banish him to special summon a zombie in the grave. There's one Gozuki to dump zombies from the deck to graveyard. Then he's sent to graveyard, you can banish one zombie and special summon a zombie from the hand. One Glow Up Bloom for the zombie worlds. Now on to the spells. I, of course, play 3 Zombie World. All monsters on the field and graveyards become zombie monsters. Neither player can tribute summon monsters except zombie monsters. I then play 2 Allure of Darkness. Just to draw 2, banish Dark Monster from the hand. And then if you don't have a Dark Monster in the hand, send your entire hand to the graveyard. 2 Black Whirlwind. When a Blackwing monster is normal summoned to your field, you can add a Blackwing monster from the deck to the hand with attack less than that monster. Then 1 Black Feather Whirlwind. Once per turn, if you special summon a Dark Synchro monster from the extra deck, you can target one of your Blackwing monsters or Blackwing dragon that is banished from the graveyard with attack less than that special summon monster. Special summon it. Once per turn, if a dark monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove a black feather counter from your field instead. 1 Terraforming to search out my zombie world. 1 Foolish Burial. 1 Call by the Grave. And on to the traps. I play 2 of the Black Sonic trap cards. It's basically a Mirror Force, but for the Blackwings. But it banishes instead of destroys. And then if you have 3 Blackwing monsters on the field, you can activate this card from the hand. And then to wrap up the main deck, bringing the deck count to 47, we have Blackwing Twin Shadow. Shuffle 2 of your Blackwing monsters, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner that are banished and or in the graveyard into the deck or extra deck. Special summon a Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing dragon from the extra deck whose level equals the total levels of those 2 monsters. If you control 2 or more Blackwing monsters, you can activate this card from the hand. On to the extra deck. I play 2 copies of the Blackwing Dragon. Honestly, his effects never really come up for me. He's just a necessary piece for the deck. But I'll read him off anyways. If you would take damage from a card effect, place 1 black feather counter on this card instead. This card loses 700 attack for each black feather counter on it. Once per turn, you can remove all black feather counters from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. That target loses 700 attack for each black feather counter removed. And if it does, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack lost by this effect. I then played 2 Blackwing Assault Dragons. He needs a tuner synchro monster and a non-tuner monster. Must either be synchro summoned or special summoned from the extra deck by banishing a tuner synchro monster and 1 Blackwing Dragon from your face-up field and or graveyard. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, place 1 black feather counter on this card. When that effect resolves, and if you do, inflict 700 damage to your opponent. During your opponent's turn, this is a quick effect, you contribute this card with 4 more black feather counters on it, destroy all cards on the field. 1 Boarstorm, the Wicked Wind. He's probably my favorite of the synchro monsters, him and the Blackwing Full Armor Master. Just because his effect is so good. When this card is synchro summoned, you can send a Blackwing monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card's level becomes the same as the monster's. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can banish 1 Blackwing monster from your graveyard or face-up field except the destroyed monster. Special summon the destroyed monster to your field in defense position. Blackwing Full Armor Master. Just 1 copy. You could play 2. I'm thinking about bumping it to 2 because there's certain situations where I would wish I had another one. But I will run 1 for now. He needs a Blackwing tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Unaffected by other cards' effects. Each time an opponent's monster activates this effect, place 1 wedge counter on that opponent's monster, the maximum of 1. After the effect resolves. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls with a wedge counter. Take control of it. Once per turn, during your end phase, you can destroy all monsters on the field that have a wedge counter. 1 Red Eyes Zombie Dragon Lord. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard, except Dragon Lord, special summon it. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish a zombie monster you control, special summon this card. 1 Skeletal Dragon Felgrand. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it. If a monster or monsters is special summoned from either graveyard while this monster is on the field, except during the damage step, you can target 1 other face-up monster on the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Then we got 1 Blackwing Nathong the Starlight. He grants us an additional normal summon for Blackwing monsters, and he inflicts 800 damage to your opponent when he's special summoned. Then, 1 face-up monster your opponent controls loses 800 attack and defense. I then played 1 Diabelle, Queen of the White Forest. She's only in here to recycle my zombie world just in case my opponent somehow burns through all 3. I've actually had this effect happen twice where she's actually recycled my zombie worlds to get them back. So it does prove beneficial. Bestial Dispatter, he's just here because he's a level 10 dark dragon. You can just banish cards, recycle the banished cards, yada yada. Pretty good card. A Chaos Angel as well. A Crimson Dragon. And on to the 2 Link monsters of the deck. 1 Raid Raptor Bystrix to search out my dark winged beasts that are level 4. And, well, not search out, but special summon them. But their effects are negated. His other effect does not matter because we're not playing Raid Raptor. And then 1 Shiranui Skill Saga Supremacy. This card just protects my synchro monsters from card effects. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one of your banished zombie synchro monsters, special summon it to your zone this card points to. It's extremely good. And there's no side deck, so that wraps up the deck profile for my zombie Blackwing deck. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.